Alright, for our third photos activity, I'm looking at our wiki page here, and this activity is edit, using the edit tool. Now when you read the instructions on our wiki page, it says that you will need 5 original photos, 7 if you don't use the 2 samples I've provided on the first wiki page. I believe most people will choose the 5 and then just use the ones I've provided. One of them is used as a red-eye tool sample, and that's hard to shoot on purpose, so I've provided one. And then the other one is just a picture of a woman with a mole on her cheek. This tool is used to remove moles and zits and things like that, so that one would be easier to come up with on your own, but I've provided one just to make it a little easier. So I need to get 5 photos to use for this activity and grab the 2 photos that are on the wiki page for a total of 7 original photos. So if I go to Photos, and I'm going to select the ones I want to use for this activity, I'm going to select 5 originals. I'm going to take this one, use my command key in case I skip them, 3, 4, and 5. And what I'm going to do with those is I'm going to create a new album for this activity, and I'm going to call it Edit. Select OK. Now that album shows up here under the list, under Edit, and there's my 5 photos. Now I need to acquire the 2 sample photos that are on the wiki page, so I'm going to click here to go back to the main wiki page, and I'm going to scroll down towards the bottom, and here they are. The first one, if I click on it once, it'll open a preview of it, and I'm going to right click on it and save image as. Now I've done this before, so it knows what I'm doing. I'm going to select this for the name and this for my folder and hit save. You may choose desktop if you want, and I had one in there, so I'm going to hit replace. I'm going to close that preview, click on the second one time. I'm not double clicking. Right click, save image as. This one's already been named. Save, and yes, I'll replace it. And I can close this preview. Now I want to go back and import those photos into my library here so I can use them. So I'm going to go File, Import. I'm going to my desktop. Here's my folder here, and I need the mole one. I'm going to hold the command key and click red eye for those 2 photos, and I'm going to import them. Okay, click on both of them here and import, and then hopefully those will show up now when I click on all photos. And remember, if I click these, I'll do the command click on both of them. I can add those to an album, and I'm going to select the edit album, hit OK. Now when I go to that album, I should be able to see 7 photos, and right here it tells you the count, or you can count them manually. Alright, for this activity now, we need to create some copies of these photos. So I'm just going to double click on one of these and show you why we need it. So here's the photo opened up, and here's my edit menu on the upper right of the screen. I need an original photo for each one of these, an original and a duplicate, and some of these I need multiple duplicates. So I need an original and a duplicate for the enhance. I need it for the rotate, crop. We'll need multiple duplicates for the filters, and also for the adjust. And then for the retouch, that's our mole picture. We'll create the original, or we'll have a duplicate and the original, and we'll have the original here and a duplicate. And I'll show you how we'll do that. So I'm going to just say done for now. So the first tool listed was enhance, and we only need 1 copy for that. So let me go back here. I've highlighted my first photo, and I'm going to do Command D to duplicate it. There, now I've got an original and a copy, and we're only going to work off the copies when we change them. I want to see the original photo for your activity. The second tool is the rotate, so I'm going to take the second photo, and I only need 1 copy, so I'm going to do Command D. The third tool is the crop, and again we only need 1 duplicate for that, so I'm going to do Command D. The next one is the filters, and we need the original, but we need 8 copies of it. So I'm going to do Command D and make 8 copies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, I just kept hitting Command D. The next tool is the Adjust tool, and we're going to need the original and 3 copies of that. So I'm going to click on the next photo and do Command D 3 times. 1, 2, 3. The last 2 tools, the Retouch tool, which is the one with the mole, I'm only going to need 1 copy. Command D. So I'll have the original and then one where we retouched it, and there'll be no mole. And there's a couple more there, but here's the main one that shows up. And then for the last tool in there, the red eye tool, I'm going to take the original and do a Command D, and when I look at your activity, I will see the original photo and then the one with the fixed red eye situation. Now, if you do this correctly, you should end up with 23 photos up here in the upper right. If you don't have 23, go back through and look and see which one you mixed up. If you did too many of one of them, you can just simply click on it once and hit delete, or maybe right click and delete. But you may also come up short in one, in which time you can highlight one and then do a Command D, but just make sure you've got 23 photos. Alright, for our first example, first photo here, we're going to use the Enhance tool. And again, I'm going to leave the first one alone, and I'm going to edit the second one. So I'm going to double click. And for these tools, I'm going to go to Edit here in the upper right. I'm going to do just the basic Enhance here. Okay, now you didn't see much there, but I'm going to hit Done, and then we're going to go back. And the way you'll be able to see this is I'll double click the first one, and then I'm going to use my right arrow key to show the second one, and when I go back and forth, you can just see an ever so slight change, and that's what I'm going to be looking for when I look at your photos. So you can see me going back and forth, and that photo changes just slightly. So the Enhance is done. The next photo we're going to rotate, but again, we leave the original alone, and we're going to rotate the second one. So I'm going to double click on it, go to my Edit menu here, select Rotate, and each time you click that, it'll rotate it. So you only have to go 90 degrees. It doesn't matter which way you rotate it. Once you do that, you say Done up here in the upper right. Now let's go back and look at our photos here. Here we go. It's working just the way we want. Alright, the next one is the Crop tool. So again, I'm going to take the second photo, double click it. We're going to go to Edit, and we're going to select Crop. And there's a number of ways we can crop this, but you can see we basically have handles that you can grab. You can go diagonally or horizontally and vertically, and you can crop this right down. I'll leave a little bit of ground in there. Alright, once you have it the way you want it, you can hit Done. You can also rotate in this one, like if you had a photo that needed to be straightened out, you can also straighten the photo with this tool, which is kind of neat. But at 0 is straight, or the original way that the photo was. So I'm going to hit Done. And let's go back again and check it out. Didn't take there. There we go. Alright, so there's the original, there's the cropped version. For the next photo, we're going to leave the original alone, and we're going to go into the filters now. I'm going to double click this one. I'm going to go into Edit and Filters. I'm going to click on that, and here's all the filters. Now this very first one, I would recommend doing them in order, is Mono, and I'm going to say Done. Now just kind of keep track at this point which ones you've done here. So we're going to open the next copy, double click it, Edit, Filters, and the second one is Tonal. Done. Now I could also arrow through these. Like right now, if I hit the right arrow, it should take me to the next photo. See, I'm using my left arrow now to go backwards. So here's the original, here was the first edit, here's the second edit, here's the next one now that needs to be edited. So I'm going to go Edit, and we're on our third filter here, so let's see what it is. 1, 2, 3, Nor. Okay, Done. Use my right arrow key, Edit, Filters, Fade, Done, right arrow key, Edit, Filters, where did I leave off here? See, I wasn't paying attention. Chrome, done, arrow key, edit, filters, and process. I might as well finish now that I'm this far into it. Done, right arrow key, edit, filters. I think I'm down to here, transfer. I'm kind of losing track as I'm paying attention here. I think it was transfer, done, arrow key to the next one, filters, instant, done. Now if I did this right, hopefully the next photo will be different. There we are, good. Alright, so the next one is adjust, and we needed 3 copies of this. So we have an original, one, you can't even see it change there. Okay, there's the original. And if we go back to this view, there's my 3 copies. So I'm going to go to the second one now, double click, edit, we'll go to adjust. Now, there's 3 options here. You can do an auto adjust, which is fine for this activity. However, if you are a little more into the editing and would like to mess with the individual adjustments here, they're sliders, and you can adjust each one the way you would like, and that is fine as well. Okay, if you mess it up, you can just do revert to original. Okay, now for a lot of you, you may choose just to do the auto. Okay, which is fine, and at this point we would hit done. Now we're going to go back one, and you can see a very slight difference between those 2 photos. I'm going to go to the next one now. This should be the third one. Edit, adjust, and let's go to color, and let's go auto. So we're doing auto color, and again, if you click this little disclosure triangle, you can again mess with saturation, contrast, etc. To do a custom look to it. I'm going to just do done now for the sake of time. I'm going to use my arrow key to go one more over, edit, adjust, and this time we will look at black and white, and again we have the adjustments, individual adjustments. I'm going to do auto, and I'm going to say done, and you always have that option to revert to original here, but I'm going to say done. Okay, and again, if I've done this correctly, now I should be moving to the retouch photo next. There it is, good. So there's the original, there's the copy. You can't see it changing, but it is. Okay, so there's the second one. So I'm going to go edit, and we're going to go retouch. Now here you have a slider. Here's the size of the tool right here. So here's the mole I want to fix. That's not real big on this tool, so I'm going to use the slider to adjust up a little bit. You want it big enough but not too big. Alright, because you want to grab some sample skin around that area. So all I do is center that on there and click, and it blends that in with the area around it. Here we have just a ever so slight one here. I could try it here and just see if we can do it without it looking fake, and that did a pretty good job right there. So this photo then would be corrected. So I'm going to hit done. And so now if we arrow back, we see the 2 different photos there. Alright, the last photo is the red eye photo, original and the copy. So I'm going to go to edit, red eye. Now again, you can select the size of this. So if I mouse over, that's pretty darn close right there already, but you can adjust that up or down. I'm going to center that on the eye, the pupil, click, and you can see the difference right there. And I'll do the same thing on this one. There, red eye is corrected. So if I hit done, now I arrow back, you can see the difference. I'm going back and forth between those 2 photos. And that's all there is to it. Just follow the instructions that are given in this tutorial, and there are also some written instructions on the wiki page, but it is not that difficult. You just need to stay organized and do things the way they're supposed to be done. Alright, that should do it for this